In the top stories, Prime Minister to present national budget next week. Reform in Cuba has entrepreneurs dreaming big, and murder suspect arrested in Paris. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Wednesday, the 8th of December 2021. I'm Jason Davis. Nationally, in 1 week's time, on Tuesday, December 14, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris will present the national budget for the upcoming financial year. The National Assembly is expected to convene at 10 a.m. during a special sitting at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort's Royal Ballroom, and at that sitting, the annual financial statement and budgetary proposals for 2022 will be presented by Prime Minister Harris. The Prime Minister recently described the upcoming budget as a, quote, decisive tool in our efforts to protect the poor and vulnerable and consolidate our gains in agriculture, fisheries, tourism, manufacturing, and construction, to name a few, end quote. He noted that the budget will be a strong plan that leads to economic recovery post-COVID-19 and one that, quote, builds on our strengths and provides new opportunities to take us to a stronger and safer future, end quote. The 2022 budget will allow for the financing of the activities of the state that will bring benefits to the people of the Federation, including improving healthcare services, providing quality education, enhancing safety and security, as well as upgrading public infrastructure. Next Tuesday's special sitting of the National Assembly will be broadcast live on ZIZ Television, Channel 5, ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM, and online at zizonline.com. The sitting will then continue on Wednesday, December 15 at the National Assembly Chambers at Government Headquarters. 21 Calypsonians have been confirmed for the senior Calypso eliminations on Friday and Saturday at the Carnival Village at 8 p.m., according to the co-chair of the organizing committee. Among them will be 4 former monarchs in the persons of Socrates, Miss Independent, Craig, and Astro. However, the man who has been given the responsibility to open the proceedings and will be the first on stage on Friday 19th December, is Murray. This year, unlike previous years, there will be no semi-finals. This means that the artists will be vying for one of the 7 spots available in the finals slated for December 30. Those listed to perform and have already selected their appearance numbers are Murray, Lady Diva, King Craig, Quantash, Honesty, Socrates, Miss Independent, Lord Matt, Lord Cut, Takeover, and Navigator on Friday. On Saturday, the lineup will be King Irvin, Lady Karens, King Hollywood, Lady Gem, Queen Kibby, Lord Payne, Paula, Lala, Alamulu, and King Astro. They will be trying to dethrone the defending monarch, Queenie G, who captured the crown for the first time in 2020. The role of the Church in relation to domestic violence post-COVID-19 will be the topic of discussion on Working for You later today. The panel will include Pastor Mark Christmas and Pastor Stanton Adams. Working for You airs every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. on ZIZ Radio and other participating stations. It's also streamed live on the YouTube channels and Facebook pages of ZIZ and the SKNIS. We now move to news on the regional scene. After being in place for more than 50 years, a ban on private companies in Cuba was lifted in August, and that decision is now enabling many to pursue long-held business projects. Here's more.
Cuban entrepreneurs Henry and Yendri Garcia have long peddled homemade ice cream in their small town of Bauta outside Havana, but now they're dreaming beyond the single scoop. Communist-run Cuba in August lifted a ban on private companies in place since 1968, a move that has Cubans scrambling for business opportunities. Thanks to that reform, the Garcia brothers, aka the Ice Cream Guys, say they hope to move their small home-based operation cobbled together with patched-up old equipment to a larger facility and increase their workforce of 12 to 30 or more, says Henry Garcia.
My whole life I've dreamt of having an ice cream factory, a business. It was just a dream, an image in my head that I never imagined could actually happen. Now, thanks to the government and the party, this new law has sprung up, and it is no longer a dream. It's a reality. Now I have to put my back into it.
The government has already registered their Helados seed operation as a private enterprise, one of around 900 small and medium-sized businesses to have been incorporated since September. It's one of the biggest economic transformations since Fidel Castro's revolution. Cuba is banking on the creation of hundreds, even thousands of small businesses to help the economy rebound from the devastating impact of the health crisis, soaring inflation, and crippling U.S. sanctions. The new rules mean they can now operate with foreign currency, obtain credit, and sell ice cream to hotels, state-run shops, and even online. But there are still plenty of hoops to jump through. Regulations require companies to go through the state to engage in foreign trade, prohibit entrepreneurs from owning more than one company, and cap individual firms at 100 employees. Reuters spoke to one business owner who managed to purchase machinery from Europe needed to run a dried fruit company, but says he fears he's an exception to the rule. Imported goods were already scarce due to U.S. sanctions, but the health crisis cut deeply into convertible currency flows needed to purchase items from abroad.
Business owners within the hotel industry in Grenada are happy with the government's move to cap the cost of electricity. GBN News has more.
Chairman of the Grenada Tourism Authority, Barry CALYPSO, has welcomed the reduction in electricity rates. He thinks it will bring significant benefits to the tourism sector. CALYPSO thinks this will help hotels to offer more competitive rates.
As I have always said, the cost of energy is or has been extremely prohibitive to the hotel sector, where as much as 30 to 40% of the hotel room rate going towards paying for electricity. With the 25% reduction in the non-fuel charge, it will make a huge difference to hotels, and it will make Grenada more competitive as a destination by eliminating some of the price inelasticity in room rates, meaning that we were not able to compete as well as we should have been with our neighbors who could offer better discounting and so on.
The reduction comes as hoteliers hope to restart the season on a positive note after being closed for close to 2 years.
I've been getting numerous calls from hoteliers some of who didn't think that this was possible, but now they're realizing that it is possible, and they're extremely happy. With the reduction in electricity, it gives hoteliers the chance to reduce some of their fixed costs and to be more, to have a price structure that is more elastic and more flexible. So it's a huge step. It's one of the biggest steps in terms of the transformation of tourism in Grenada. And I would encourage the government to continue with the further reduction of energy. But this is huge, and it is a monumental step for tourism.
In the 2022 budget presentation, Finance Minister Gregory Bowen announced a slur of measures designed to benefit householders and businesses. He announced that as of December 18th, government will cap the cost of the fuel price at $15 per gallon, a decline of $2.24. There will also be reductions for domestic customers and businesses which use 500 or more kilowatts per month. For GBN News, I am Rena Thomas reporting.
Internationally, French police arrested a suspected member of the hit squad that killed Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi as the man was about to board a flight from Paris to Riyadh, French law enforcement sources said. Here's more.
French police on Tuesday arrested a man suspected of being part of a hit squad that killed Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The suspect was detained at an airport in Paris as he was about to board a flight to Riyadh. A French police source named the man as Khalid Adal al-Latabi, who is thought to be a former member of the Saudi Royal Guard. The police were acting on a 2019 arrest warrant issued by Turkey, but Saudi officials say the French have got the wrong man. The Saudi embassy in Paris released a statement saying the arrested person had, quote, nothing to do with the case in question. Therefore, the kingdom's embassy expects his immediate release. Khashoggi wrote for the Washington Post and was a prominent critic of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He was last seen entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2, 2018. Turkish officials believe his body was dismembered and removed. His remains have never been found. A US intelligence report released this year said the Crown Prince had approved the operation to kill or capture Khashoggi. The Saudi government has denied any involvement and rejects the report's findings. Last weekend, French President Emmanuel Macron held face-to-face talks with the Saudi prince, becoming the first major Western leader to visit the kingdom since Khashoggi's murder.
A major outage disrupted Amazon's cloud services, temporarily knocking out streaming platforms Netflix and Disney+, trading app Robinhood, and a wide range of apps. Here's more.
A major outage Tuesday at cloud computing giant Amazon Web Services. Several Amazon.com services that depend on AWS, including Prime Video, were down for thousands of users. An internal analysis pointed to traffic congestion across multiple network devices in the Northern Virginia region, according to a company insider. AWS later posted an update that read, quote, "Many services have already recovered. However, we are working towards full recovery across services." DownDetector.com showed more than 24,000 incidents of people reporting issues with Amazon. Trading app Robinhood, Walt Disney's streaming service Disney+, and Netflix were among the platforms that experienced disruptions, according to DownDetector.com. Amazon's Ring security cameras, mobile banking app Chime, and robot vacuum cleaner iRobot, all of which use Amazon Web Services, also reported issues according to their social media pages. In June, websites including Reddit, Amazon, CNN, PayPal, Spotify, Al Jazeera Media Network, and the New York Times were hit by a widespread hour-long outage linked to US-based content delivery network provider Fastly, a smaller rival of AWS.
And now for the weather. Current conditions are fair skies with a moderate breeze of 15 miles per hour from the east-northeast. The temperature for today is 29 degrees Celsius or 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are moderate with waves of 5 to 8 feet, and a small craft advisory remains in effect. The weather forecast in St. Kitts and Nevis for today and tonight will be partly cloudy with a 30% or low chance of showers. Sunset today will be at 5:37 p.m., sunrise tomorrow at 6:29 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Jason Davis.